reason we have incomplete Christians in this part of the world is because the Bible they gave you is incomplete. Your King James, 14 books were removed from it. The complete Bible is not 66 books. When you go to East Africa and the Middle East, Ethiopia and beyond, the Bible they use is not same with your own. It said a soul without knowledge is bad. When you hear some acts of the kings in Chronicles and Kings, the Bible says, and the act of this king is written in the book of Joshua. Where is the book of Joshua in the Bible? The Bible only captured, the King James you have only captured the man called Enoch in chapter 5 of Genesis, that he walked with God and he was no more. Before Enoch left, he wrote a book. Enoch was removed from the Bible. I'm not telling you to search for those books. Finish 66 first. In the book of Enoch, Enoch mentioned the name of that angel that will blow the trumpet on the day of rapture. Because the assignment of Enoch on the earth was to come and declare the message of rapture. See, what we preach is what will become. Before I share anything with you, I've tested it. Before the message of rapture, listen, we are the prophetic, we live in the future. Before the message of rapture was shared by Jesus when he came, before it was shared by Apostle Paul, Enoch preached rapture and experienced rapture. He walked with God and he was not. Was Elijah not raptured? He didn't die. Chariots of fire came from above and carried him. I wonder how chariots that was introduced by fire can carry a mortar and the man is not burnt. You saw that what is coming to carry you is made up of fire and you are there. Even before the message of rapture was preached. What destroyed Adam was not the forbidden fruit he ate. What happened to Adam was the invasion of darkness over his soul. Before Adam erred, Christ had died. The challenge of Adam was because he was not revelated. He wasn't privileged to be pastored by Pastor Julius. You can eat the forbidden fruit and still remain in Eden. If what will cause his removal from Eden was eating the forbidden fruit, God didn't have to come and send angels to chase him out. After eating the forbidden fruit, he remained in Eden. He was still in Eden. It was after discussion with God, he blamed God for the wife he gave him, that God have to send angels. So forbidden fruit couldn't take him out of Eden. There is what to know to remain. Do you get what I'm saying? Why you see me don't preach morals, don't fornicate, don't commit adultery, don't steal, don't kill, don't covet your neighbor's property, don't masturbate, don't preach those things. If light comes, those things will go. The challenge is that you are trying to solve darkness in darkness. Your dominion cannot go beyond your light. Adam didn't know that the solution was older than the problem. The Bible gave account that Jesus is the lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. So before Adam was created, Jesus had died. Jesus died in eternity to keep Adam in Eden. Anyone who does not search for light will not live. Search the scriptures, for they are the things that testify of me. Search the scriptures, therein you will find life. You know, Job is older than Abraham. Job lived with Abraham. The compilation of the scripture is what is confusing you. They brought Job before Sam. He had lived. Job lived with angels. The days of Job was in Genesis 6. That is what we can compare to the existence of Job from verse 1. When men were living with the sons of God, and the sons of God, which were the angels of God, took the daughters of men as wives. And when you read Job 1, the Bible gave account that on that day they had a fellowship, and the sons of God gathered. The sons of Job were there, and Job was not around. Now, who is Job? Job was the first anointed to preach the message of the Redeemer. Job introduced Christ and lived in the message of Christ even before the generation of the law began. The reason the law was introduced because men could not recognize Christ. They couldn't recognize light. Moses told them to keep the laws and made the laws for them. When they asked Jesus the questions pertaining to the law, Jesus said to them, in the beginning it was not so. Moses gave you the law because your hearts were hardened, your hearts were dark. That was why the law came. The reason the law was introduced because men refused to see light. Life will keep being difficult if you ignore light. Jesus had died before the law. Now remember, Moses gave them the law, but he was not bound by the law. Don't marry from a strange land, whereas his wife was a strange woman. As a matter of fact, the wife of Moses was the daughter of a native doctor. He married the daughter of the priest of Midianites. Who are the Midianites? A nation who do not fear God. The Ethiopians of today, the East African people. So if a person is a priest of a hidden nation, who is the person? A native doctor. So Moses, who gave them the law, was busy enjoying Christ. So men had seen this light and lived in that light before the light was introduced to men who refused to see light. Job was sent in time to preach the message of the Redeemer. The wife said to him, cause this your God and die. Say, calm down. I know my Redeemer liveth. What is the Redeemer? Redeemer is the person who comes to redeem you and rescue you after destruction. The message of Enoch was rapture. He lived and was raptured. Job preached the Redeemer redeemed him. What does that tell you? He said no matter how life has beaten you like Job, that if you see the light, the Redeemer will come at the end of the tunnel. So Job enjoyed salvation. Job gave his life to Christ. Moses gave his life to Christ. That was why disobedience couldn't cast Moses to hell. Others leveraged on the blood of the rams they were killing to cover their sins. Moses leveraged on the blood of the lamb that was shed on the cross.